Dirty trucking out here. It's the Detroit main public library that's behind me. For to get in here and get on the Wi-Fi. Like I said, I don't have any income, so only thing I can do is get in here and get online to see what I can do to generate some type of passive income or something. But it ain't been working out. But you know, I ain't stopped trying to figure out something. Maybe one day something to jump off. But it don't hurt to try that route, because that's the only route that's an option right now. Because option of getting a car, that's you gotta have money to do that. So what? This is day 34 of being in my survival of being in the shelter. This is day 34 of dealing with the disaster that resulted from just negligence of policy, bad mouthing, a lot of combination of stuff was ignored. A lot of ignoring was going on, which led to what happened to me. You know, so what have I learned from this? The same thing that I already knew. And you can complain all you want. You can report what's happening all you want. But unless those reports and those complaints are being heard by somebody that give a damn, don't nobody give a damn. So that's how I ended up losing my apartment, my luxury apartment of downtown Detroit, to end up in a shelter. And I had a commenter on here, and it sparked something I wanted to say. Talking about that we've been advising you for years. First of all, let me tell you something. When you advise something for somebody else to do, that might not be the best advice for them to do. Second of all, advice usually comes with cost. And if you don't have any money to implement that advice, it's nothing but words coming out your mouth. So the gentleman, the commenter on here, talking about he ain't buying and all this and this. I don't know where they get this from, that I'm faking shit, this some made up shit, and this ain't real, and all this other shit. This is real. I'm in a shelter. And it resulted because of the policies of these jobs I was on. Negligence, people ignoring complaints, and you let shit spiral out of control till I ended up in a damn shelter. And now it reflects back on them. See, when you complain to somebody to stop something and they don't, and they find out this woman or you complained and they didn't do anything, that reflection is back on them. You sat there and tried to make it sound like I was crazy, I was making shit up, I was delusional. You're going around here doing shit to make it look like I'm just done lost my fucking mind. That was all a distraction to distract from what they were really doing. And this is, you know, it's a lesson in this, but it's a lesson I already knew. I mean, I didn't have to be taught this lesson again, that nobody give a damn if you complain, that people, when you have the wrong people in place and you trying to stand up for what's right, you're going to be the one ousted. I didn't have to be taught this lesson. I see it every day in stuff I complain about. This wasn't a lesson I had to learn. I didn't have to be in a shelter. I mean, why would you even do this? They're out here asking ridiculous questions that they already knew the answer to. I don't understand how people that stand around and knew what was going on, You watch what was going on, and you got the nerve to ask a goddamn question about what the fuck going on. I don't understand it. Where do you get that from? It makes absolutely no sense. So at the end of what I got out of that commenter, the commenter pretty much suggested for me, he said, we suggested that you get out of that apartment you can't afford. First of all, find me a video where I said I couldn't afford where I stayed at. First of all. See, when you make those goddamn comments like that, you better be able to bag it up with something I said. When did I tell you I couldn't afford my apartment? If this mess hadn't happened, those last 3 months would be ending my 3rd year in that apartment. I've been in that apartment 3 years. I moved in that apartment when I was working for a local trucking company here. I've been in that apartment 3 years. So, when you tell me where I said I couldn't afford where I lived, the rent sky high as hell. It is but you're downtown Detroit. That's to be expected. I chose to move there. I could afford to move there because I was living there. If I couldn't afford to live there, I wouldn't have been in there. That's the way they go. But I chose to live downtown. And until they found out what I was doing to earn income, everything was fine. That's when the shift changed. When they find out what you're doing, that's why I keep talking about that. When they find out what you're doing, you start having problems with your income. So, this commenter suggested it for years. Yeah, when you say it for years, you've been suggesting that I downgrade. That's what I'm getting from this. You gonna suggest that I downgrade my lifestyle, my way of living, to accommodate policies that was affecting me in the workplace and liars. What sense does that make? Why do I need to downgrade my lifestyle to accommodate stuff that was being ignored? You not gonna do it. That commenter not gonna do it. But you would suggest for me to do it. Then tell me I couldn't afford it. Then a commenter said, what did he say? He said something about Uber. Made a comment about Uber. Everybody was making these cracks about ride share. Let me tell you something about ride share. Ride share is exactly the same thing as being an independent truck driver. It's the same exact thing all the way across the board. It's just 2 different vehicles and you hauling different shit. One is goods and the other one is people. But when it comes to the independence part about it, it's exactly the same. It's truck driving. Now, if you're an independent trucker and you paying rent off of independent, you're buying things, you're obtaining things, why the hell would they sit up there and make ride share look like it was any different? You hear the name Uber and Lyft. I paid rent for damn near almost 2 years off of Uber. I became an Uber driver in August of 23. So that kind of throws out the window the theory that you can't make a living and maintain off of rideshare, because I proved it to be false. You can, because I did, and I have for damn near 2 years. But it is ironic that people would suggest that I would have to downgrade my lifestyle to accommodate people who badmouth me, policy that affected me and reduced my income and got me in this position. Make it make sense. Why I got to downgrade? You ain't. You ain't finna let nobody do this shit to you. So why are you suggesting for me to do that? That sounds like people who don't like that I was living the way I was living. And then when I heard the guy, he's mentioned, we've been telling you this for years. So, and I've been telling you what's been happening for years. So instead of you focusing on what was causing the problem, you and your talk tried to make it look like I was the problem. That's why my content has changed. That's why I'm talking about this now. Everything you done to me, I've been saying for years. Now, you may not have liked the way I said it because my videos, I'm yelling and all this other stuff. But I'm still saying the same exact thing over and over again. Management, policy, bad-mouthing, neglect, ignoring, all that contributed to what happened to me and why I'm in that shelter. But I'd be damned if somebody gonna tell me I need to downgrade my life to accommodate something I didn't cause, to accommodate people who are bad-mouthing me, who didn't want to see me in that apartment. I think you got me out that apartment because somebody else wanted the apartment. Truth be told, I think you hit the car so I couldn't have income to stay in that apartment. I think it was somebody else specifically that wanted to be in that apartment. Just like I think you deliberately had me in that area, Uber had me in that area to get the car hit. It was all deliberate. I see the signs, all the signs was there that they plotted this from beginning to end. And then when you make suggestions to people, it's just a suggestion. I can act on it or not. But if it's a suggestion that I can't manifest into reality, it ain't nothing but words that came out your mouth. You can't suggest I do something and forget I don't have income to do something you suggested. You keep forgetting that. So that's what I learned from this ordeal. Ain't shit changed. Ain't nothing changed. They still attack the victim, victimize the victim, make the victim look like the bad person instead of saying, hey, dirty trucker, keep your head up. Get back on your feet. Get your status back. He gonna tell me I need to downgrade because he assumed I couldn't afford my apartment when I told him it was them dropping my 5-star that affected my income, the reason I got behind, and also them lying about that $1,000 bonus that you were supposed to get for doing 10,000 trips. And I swear to God, if I find that video, I think that video was on TikTok. It was a foreign guy sitting in front of a panel committee talking about Uber. And he mentioned in the goddamn video that Uber had paid him $50,000. And I believe he said for doing 100,000 trips. I've never seen that bonus in my life. Uber cheated me out of my $1,000 bonus. Uber has recently sent me an email talking about they don't have record of it offering that bonus. And all you got to do is Google it. But this is what happens when the people who's supposed to fight this stuff and put a stop to it don't. You ignore the shit. I don't give a damn if that's a $1 billion damn company. You, behind closed doors, you got some crooked shit going on. You gonna make it look like I just made up a $1,000 bonus out of thin air. So now you're saying I'm lying. When you can Google it. You can Google it after watching this video. Google Uber's $1,000 bonus for doing 10,000 trips and watch it pop up. And then ask Uber, why are you lying about ever offering that bonus in 2023? They had nerve to put the damn year in there. That's what I signed. That's when I got a car to get on the app, the platform. Of course, that's when I'm gonna see the bonus. You're gonna see the bonuses the year you get on the platform and start driving. Which was August of 23 for me. I don't make shit up. But it's just that I got downgraded because people didn't help. The law didn't help. People I complained to didn't help. See, when you one of these big companies got money, I understand this is the way it go. But don't sit around and turn around and complain about shit that ain't going right now because you constantly let these people with money do this shit to people. Now they walk around here, why that happened to her? You knew why it happened to me. Don't ask the question you already know. when it come to that. Why did it happen to you? You know why it happened to me. You've been watching it happen to me for years. Just like he said. For years, I've been on here complaining about stuff that's been affecting my income. That shit goes in one ear and out the other when these people look at these videos. I'm complaining about stuff that is affecting my income. And what happens when your income get affected? Shit that you have and been maintaining off that income gets affected. How do you not see that? It's like talking to a brick wall. I mean, y'all, some of these viewers on here pick out certain little shit and then try to amplify it to justify what the fuck happened to me. You can't justify this shit. You can't make it make sense that somebody, a job I was working, allowed bad mouthing and their own policy to affect me and stealing my money out the bank with that damn Uber rental car. Let's get that out there. And fucking up my credit dealing with that. Do you realize the severity of this shit? All this shit going on my credit. You jack my credit. The apartment going on the credit. The money I owe for this phone, I owe $2,088 for this goddamn phone now. Because of this shit. All this shit going on my credit. They steady ruining me, and ain't nobody stopping it. So when I do get back on my feet, I got some other obstacles that's already in place. I told you, when they ruin you, they go all out. And it's time for that shit to change. It's time for people going around deliberately ruining people to be ruined they damn selves. That's what I learned from this. Don't tell somebody to downgrade their life because you don't like they living good. That ain't your place. You not God. It's Dirty Trucking out.